every single one of my devices is super hacked right now. I can't. They're all glitching up and everything. Um, I can't stand liars, and I can't stand a person who pretends that they did nothing wrong ever to me. They can't admit that they ever did anything wrong. Look how much I helped her out. Look at all that I just did for her now. Now, if I did all that for her, I'm innocent. I never did those awful things that she claims that I did. She's awful. She's really, really crazy, making up all these stories she did about her caretakers and me. She's so awful. Such an awful person. Oh my God. I mean, I'm forced to live there with my husband. Okay. And to put up with not having a penny. Every single day. What am I going to do for gas? What am I going to do for gas? What am I going to do for gas? What are we going to do? You got a manhandle? You got a manhandle? What are we going to do? You get to live here for free, and you're so ungrateful. What's wrong with you? You can't do one dish right. You can't do anything right. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You raped your son. I mean, and like, for someone to have absolutely no memory of that, it's just beyond. But for somebody, that person doesn't know what love is. But a girl from South Carolina told him that he was in love with me. That's not love. Being totally obsessed with someone, putting them down 24/7, is not love. Having them constantly on your mind. And think, well, she just needs help. I need to take her. I need to take her to the hospital because she's in such delusional. She's so delusional. She needs to be taken. I need to take her to the hospital. That's all I need to do. Girl from North Carolina, I need to take her to the hospital. She needs my help. Why did you pay for the phone? I wouldn't do that. She's such an awful person to you. Lying all the time. Why are you doing that? You must love her. No, I just do this for people because I'm such a good person. But to have a total nutcase, totally obsessed with you, and then to have them help you out. Okay. I didn't want any help. I mean, I actually deserved it for babysitting for 4 months. Yeah, I really did deserve it. I mean, I don't call it babysitting. I just call it being tortured. And all abusers should pay their victims for torturing them. It's worse than babysitting. Babysitting's a walk in the park and give me a colicky kid anytime instead of the few minutes of total abuse that I did. Give me a colicky baby, try to find earplugs and, do my best. Be around a colicky kid. I mean, all you can do is just, I guess, from the story, just leave them alone and cry in their crib. You can't do anything. But, I mean, if they're screaming for an hour, let's just say they're screaming for 4 hours. I don't know. Okay. But from stories of colicky kids, all right. If they're screaming for an hour, you need a break. So, yeah, you gotta let them at least scream for at least a half hour on their own, in the light, in crib. You know, shut the door so you don't hear them screaming. Oh well, yeah. The neighbors here scream. There's worse than a kid crying. There's a lot worse. There's domestic violence screaming. And that's a hell of a lot worse than a colicky baby crying. It really is. Having a guy beating up a girl. Let's just bring up the Bobbits again. Great domestic violent couple. Could you imagine screaming that went on there? Probably the same that went on with my husband. But what's so funny is my husband could never ever get it up. So he just hit the wall with his hand. And he says, I'm going to cut it off. And the stupid girls at Pyramid are like, well, that's love. No, that's not me. My husband didn't know what love was. What the fuck? He didn't at all. He didn't. That doesn't show love. Alright, that shows that he has no control over himself. Never did. Just a normal, angry narcissist. Well, at least he didn't beat me up that time. That was before we got married. So, he beat the wall. And that doesn't mean anything. That just means he's frustrated and he wanted to keep me around. Instead of beating me up, he beat the wall. Simple as that. And saying he wants to cut it off just because he's that fucking mad. Has nothing to do with love. People just say, yeah, no. No, I had 10 narcissists in my life who did not know what the word love was. Except I got it from one, only one, but they had major problems. Okay. So I've got to say, like, major problems. But, I mean, I very much needed that narcissist. Man, I was forced to be with my husband for a year. There was a lot of comfort with I mean, that's all I had. You know, I was never ever left alone my entire life. You know, living with people that you can't live with. And then there's nowhere else for the victim to go. And then all the lies that were done against me. And it's just outrageous. It really, really is. My life is hell. Total hell. And I just can't stand, you know, having someone obsessed with me and that obsessed with me to pretend to help me out. But it's a great help. But that does not erase all the hell that happened in 2019. Doesn't erase that hell at all. That hell happened. I have no idea what the hell was going on, you know, with somebody completely, totally obsessed with you, like, looking around for you 24/7. I don't see her in the car. Where is she? I'm gonna go down to the bus stop. She must be down there. She's looking for homeless people to do drugs, to smoke pot. I can't find her. I don't know where she's at. Where could she be at? I'm looking in the caravan right now. I can't find her. I don't know where she's at. What what's she doing? She ruined her husband's battery because she played the radio all the time. I had a phone and I played my music, but I was living in my husband's caravan. I wasn't allowed to. Constant watch. What's the matter with her? She's insane. She's living in a car. She's oh no. She might try to kill herself. Oh no. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna throw to her because she's gonna die in the car. I don't know what she's gonna do. And me and my husband lived in the car for a year at Walmart. So Lincoln Highway East. Right. And it was zero. His excuse was how cold it was outside. We lived in below 0 degrees at Walmart. And what was very strange is my feet were colder in shoes. So of course we had no blankets, and that's what kept me warm. Oh, and holding his hand. It's much better to bundle up when you don't have like cold clothes on. So I literally not have pants, just my underwear, of course my coat, and covered. But I mean, the floor is that cold. But I learned that I just wrap them up and a warm cover. And I didn't even need a trash bag. The trash bags were, you do whatever you can to stay warm. And yeah, you put the trash bags over the cover. I'm this way for ever since 2016. Something unspeakable happened that was erased. There was going to be a breakage in my window, screaming, but it was all acting, and I had no idea, and I took it seriously. I can't even say it because it's all erased. It's not there. And that's what made me lose my room in 2016. And I basically was homeless ever since. I don't consider being forced to live with my husband, homeless, and the mission was okay, but not knowing how much money they made, and then here, my life is just total hell. I mean, I went through hell. You can't just, oh, well, you have a chance now. You can work. I didn't work for 30 years. Or, oh, they closed 2 places, me walking down the street. I've got candy for my boys at CVS. Alley Cat's closed down. A guy who had an old shop. And that's really sad because I was only in there once. And it's a beautiful old shop. Locksmith shop. But he can't afford to keep it open. That's like within a half a block of each other. Two businesses closed down in 1 month because it's too expensive. I can just easily get a job, right? Oh yeah, I work for, and my son said, well, they hire crazy people all the time. The problem would be I didn't work for that long, and that's why when I tried to get a dishwasher job, and I might not even get, I don't want to work, and I shouldn't have to work, and a government check went somewhere where I almost was killed for the entire year of 2006. I should have that check. I didn't, that check that year did not benefit me whatsoever at all. Didn't have any access to anything. But I learned, going to church meals, whatever. Went through so much fucking hell. Without, if all you know is a narcissist, and that's all you're cursed with, and somebody hates on you that much, and now I got another obsessed person that's hating on me. Well, Pastor so-and-so, I helped her. I go, look what I did. I went out my way, and I did all this for her. I just, God put it in my heart to help her. Whatever, God's supposed to be love, and all this shit made me question about Jesus. I still think Jesus is God, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's what kept me living. In 2006, that's what kept me living. Okay. And it wouldn't even matter if it's a placebo effect, because that's what kept me alive. Thinking somebody loved me that much that died on a cross. Okay. For all of my narcissist sins. And see, that makes sense. How can, and I make really, really good points. How can a victim sin? How could Sybil have ever sinned? I mean, before the age of 10, I don't know, maybe to another girl, but that sin was through her mom. Maybe she attacked a school student or something, and that would be considered sin. Yeah. You really, and the Turpin children. House of Horrors, 13 of them, they could not sin. People just aren't real. Well, so I didn't do my investigation yet about Jesus. I know Jesus was crucified on the cross. And so many books were stolen out of the Bible. They shouldn't have done that. Maybe those books said that earth was hell, but I don't think so. Earth is hell. Because victims aren't helped out at all. I'm one that was barely ever helped. And at least I can say my grown, beautiful atheist boys, at least I can say they had a much better life than I did. Because I was always attacked and put down and not valued. Who cares, if you live, it does matter where you live at, your environment. And unfortunately, where they live at, it's haunted, so it's bad for them. But where, to not be screamed at and not be, hurt. And, I was just hurt. And you can't be attacked every day. And that's the way it is with narcissists. They don't let up. They will not stop attacking you. Talk about energy supply. Narcissists, my husband didn't have an energy supply for years before he met me. I guess he did have an ex-girlfriend. I don't think he had a girlfriend for like 6 months. But so that's not that long, is it? He was basically, his girlfriend lived away from him. How can anybody live with him? I don't know how long. Whatever. just lie to me anyway. Like, but he lived by himself for the longest time. So, what I gather, over 5 years, and he was just ready to die in the room. So, and all that hell. But I did learn that through him, I learned that he actually thought that he loved me, and he had no idea what he was doing. So I did learn a little tiny bit. I didn't have to learn that. And now you don't learn any lessons. Like, what lesson did I learn? Get way far away from a narcissist. But guess what? A victim, in certain circumstances, they can't do that. There's nobody there to rescue them. There's nobody there to... You think what godly people would do would be like, oh my God, you went through all that? You can sleep on my couch. I mean, I had the non-Christian late Susan Chappelle take me in, but I did have a check, so that made a difference. It makes a difference when you have a check. So if I wouldn't have had the check, then she wouldn't have taken me in. But she was more loving than what you would call a church person. He would never do that. So I would say, I know she never went to hell. She was no Jesus person. So that makes me really question about Jesus. She was a very high quality lady. I mean, yeah, just, wow. The only high quality person I ever had in my life, nobody, I didn't have anybody decent in my life at all. Total white trash. Pieces of fucking shit. Oh my God, it's that long.